Hi guys and welcome to another vlog. I am driving the Hyundai Verna. This is the diesel model and straight away let's open the engine. Now you can hear the diesel motor here, but somehow the insulation is better on the inside. CRDI 16V, the engine is like really clean now, of course, and you've got insulation there as well. It gets Hyundai's cascading grille, which is quite big in size, gives it a wide appearance at the front. And you know what is good about the Verna? The lights, they look really very nice. Now they are not LED lights, which is disappointing considering some cars in the segment do actually get it, but you get a projector setup, you get a DRL as well, and these are the fog lights of this vehicle. Now in terms of design, it is unmistakably a Verna because obviously certain design elements will remind you of the Verna, even the previous generation model, but it is underpinned by the K2 platform, which happens to be from the Elantra. Now it's running on 16-inch wheels. Wheels could have been a little bit more adventurous, and the tire size happens to be 195/55/16s. These are Hankook tires, offer a decent amount of grip as well. The size of this vehicle happens to be slightly more than 4.2 meters, and of course, you know, typical Hyundai elements there, rather Verna elements I would say. You get a shark fin antenna, you get this chrome treatment running all over, and here the door handle is also chrome. Passive entry is there, so the Verna does look kind of nice and fresh as well. At the rear, the lights are really very nice. In fact, you can see them right now. They look beautiful indeed. Good treatment. SX is the variant name, 1.6D to tell you it's a diesel. There is a reverse parking camera, you get reverse parking sensors, and some cuts and creases actually to cheat wind for the aerodynamicness, which actually improves the stability of the vehicle. So as you can see, in terms of design, the Verna is kind of a fresh looking car indeed. And when I am circling around, I realize that, you know, dimensions are still quite compact. What you can do is you can actually stand behind and wave your foot below, and the boot lid will open. So of course, boot carrying capacity is decent, not that great. I think that's a ball or a fruit, I don't know what that is. So let's quickly see the spare wheel. Now the spare wheel happens to be a Bridgestone tire. The size happens to be 185/65/15, smaller size tire. Well, obviously it is not an alloy, it's a space saver, because yeah, it's saving space. As you can see, the loading lip is actually quite high, and here you get a stop lamp. Obviously at the rear, the good thing is they have given it a sun blind, which happens to be manual. Let's quickly get inside. Now it starts buzzing. The seat is all the way behind. Looks like I wasn't very well prepared for this vlog, so let's push this. Yeah, and this is actually the seating position for a normal person. As you can see, there isn't much space on offer at the rear. In fact, some compact sedans have more space. That is kind of unfortunate for a car which is improved in almost every direction, other than the fact that it really can't match up to the City or the Ciaz in terms of rear seat space. Door pockets are large enough, but the thing is they've actually improved space at the rear, although it's not that great. Honestly, it could have done with more space, more knee room, more leg room. Certainly the seat is on the lower side, so under the support isn't the best, and headroom too is not that great. My hair is almost touching. You get a handle here, you get a handle here, you get a hook here. There's no hook here, there's a light here. Seat quality is great, and you get a center armrest as well with twin cup holders, adjustable headrest at the rear, no center headrest on offer, and you know, the floor is almost flat. You get a USB port here, and you obviously get AC vents at the rear too. Scooped out seat back, which doesn't really help much. Magazine holders too. And you know what, the cabin isn't wide enough to seat 3, but the cabin isn't long enough to actually seat 2 people also in comfort, because there is just a lack of space on offer, in spite of the fact that the wheelbase has increased by 30 mm. You get isofix child seat mounts, and the car's length has actually increased by 65 mm, which is a decent increase. But you know, I don't know why they absolutely messed this up. Rear seat space is really very poor. I mean, I would just say just about adequate, but honestly, whom am I fooling? You can't really sit there for long, especially if you have a chauffeur, and especially if you have cars like the Honda City as well as the Maruti Ciaz's competitors. I don't know what went wrong there. Anyways, door pockets at the front are decent size as well. Power window controls, outside rear view mirror controls, and the seat is adjustable for height, so you can get a good driving position as well. You get a dead pedal there, and this happens to be the fuse box. This is to increase or decrease the intensity of the instrument cluster. So right now it's on max. This is the headlight leveler. Straight inside, let me tell you that the cabin feels very familiar to the older Verna in certain ways. Yes, it looks fresh nonetheless, but there are a lot of hard plastics, like real hard plastics on offer. Hyundai makes a good design, quality is good, consistency is good, panel gaps are not there, but plastics are hard, which is unfortunate. Obviously the dashboard is on the lower side, my seat is all the way down as well, so it gives me a sporty driving feel. Auto dimming inside rear view mirror, you get a sunglass holder here, you get twin lights here as well. This is to open the sunroof of the vehicle, and the sunroof is actually a big USP. Other rivals are also offering the same. So push this all the way behind, you get a mirror here, no light, you get a mirror here. Oh no, you don't get a mirror here, but you get a letter here, and the letter says that it doesn't make any sense. This letter wasn't for me. Stop reading other people's letters, I'm sorry. Anyways, you get twin lights here as well. Everything feels nice in the cabin. Front seats also comfortable, but they're not really for big frames as such. You get side airbags too, you get front airbags as well, and the air conditioning works brilliantly too. Meanwhile, this is the button for the hazard light switch. It also gets ventilated front seats, so yes, this is again a very unique feature. You get a USB charging socket here, rather the plug, another USB plug here. One of them will obviously activate Apple CarPlay or Android Auto connectivity. There's also mirror link, there's an aux port here, there's a 12-volt power socket here, there's space to keep stuff here. Meanwhile, the twin cup holders, and you also get the swatch can to actually put your trash inside, and below the front center armrest also there is space, and there's also a badge which says every ride is essential. Okay, fine, I agree to that. Anyways, the key of the vehicle, glove box is decent size, and it gets the cooling function too. Meanwhile, the steering gets a lot of buttons. Now obviously these are the buttons for that multi-information display. Instrument cluster looks a bit basic somehow, but you get a lot of information here as well, like driving information, which will tell you what is the real-time mileage, how much is the distance to empty, what is the speed, what is the driving time, and you get the temperature meter along with the odometer below here. This is the distance to empty which is shown above, and you get a large speedometer as well as a large tachometer with the fuel meter as well as the temperature meter inside. Now this is obviously the control for the headlights. It doesn't get automatic headlights. This is the control for the wipers. It doesn't get automatic wipers either. So yes, the wipers work well, offer good amount of spray. Steering feels nice to hold. The horn is also decent. Gear lever is also good to hold. And this is the screen, which happens to be a 7-inch unit, which again is very nice and crisp. It gets this split screen. Now if I get into reverse, you can see this is the reverse parking camera, and it gets adaptive guidelines as well. Parking camera is really nice. The resolution of the screen is also very good indeed, and you know, the touch screen works brilliantly well too. It gets Alchemy sound system, which offers decent sound quality. Well, let's play an audio right away. For a baby, all I know, no one will come. She's got to say. Audio quality is really very nice indeed. In fact, the audio system performs brilliantly well, and you know what, you also get navigation. So yes, it's got maps which also look beautiful in this vehicle, and overall quality of this car is certainly good, other than the fact that the hard plastics are a bit of a sore if you kind of go and, you know, knock on their door, but most people won't do that. Anyways, that said, Hyundai has done a great job in terms of giving this car a lot of features. Especially this is my favorite feature, the ventilated seats, which is an absolute boon when you're driving in the heat, especially in the summers of India. And not only the summers, it's also during what I call as the winters in certain cities. Meanwhile, it started to rain really very heavily, and let's just do one thing. Let's just pick up a person who's getting wet right now. Where's the umbrella? She doesn't seem to be in a good mood. By the way, there's a push button start here as well. Like I already told you, it has got 6 airbags. So Hyundai's done a great job with the features. In fact, you know, it also has got this connected car feature, which actually not really connected car, but it's an app-based feature which works with the OBD, which actually tells you live telemetry about various factors like what's your speed, like how many times you did hard acceleration, how many times you did hard braking, fuel economy, and whatnot as well. Sunroof is such a boon, and you get a handle here, but you don't get a handle here because of side airbags, of course. Gives you a good view of what's behind. The mirrors also offer a good view of what's behind, and these are actually the controls for the audio system. So this is to pick up a call, this is to reject a call, this is to increase or decrease the volume, this is to get into mute, and this is to go forward track, this is to go backward track, and this is to change the various modes of the audio source. And this is a voice command. Let's try the voice command right away. The features available when a supporting Android Auto or Apple CarPlay is connected via USB. So that says it all. It doesn't work otherwise. Bye bye.